Shannon and Anna.
Hi.
Ella Rose
Pleasure meeting
from
you.
Atlanta.
Awesome.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Ella Rose runs
live
all the
there.
things.
That's my second place I will live in life. One of these.
When you retire, I hope.
Okay, Shannon.
Don't go.
Yeah, right.
So we're getting closer to filming pictures. This is miscellaneous, and basically it's really miscellaneous. It's a challenge. This is one of the most challenging areas. You're always kind of like, but we take them. Those are switch plate covers.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of artists come through here too.
I'm sure.
Tile is not necessarily reclaimed. 90% of the tile we get is remnants from projects. So people do their project and they have a little left over. And that's how we end up with it most of the time. And that's an awesome, super ongoing challenge.
How long does something have to be in your warehouse before you realize, okay, it's not moving, we need to find another, artistic use for it? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's two things. One, if we can't find a home for it and something we've been trying, we may discontinue taking that item, which is very rare.
Right.
I was going to say, we used to not take like hollow core doors if they didn't have a frame, because you can't cut them down. But now we take them because we found out we could donate them and sell them, but donate them to community projects. They put murals on them. Yeah, right. And you can put the panels together, paint a huge mural, and then if there's ever a remodel or you move, you get to take your mural with you. So we make donations every Wednesday, by the way, to community projects all over the region. But the other thing we do as far as something's been here for a long time, it's here for a long time. We really we don't have a markdown, or we'll just keep trying to find a home for it. If the staff, they're all salvage specialists and they know their areas. Everyone has their area. If they know like something's been there a long time and someone's looking at it, they're like, okay, I'll tell you what, I'll make you a great deal.
Sure.
That's how we do it.
Okay.
But we don't go, that's just been here too long. In fact, sometimes we talk about it, like, haven't that door been here for 3 years? It's like, yeah. But you know what? It's probably just not in the right spot. Let's get it out here, or put it in the dollar door area. We have a whole area of dollar doors. One thing I'll tell you is that we never put anything for free. We make donations for free. But if you put something outside, and I've seen this at places, and you put free on it, you're basically saying it's garbage, and you don't want it.
Right.
Especially if you're selling things.
And it causes people to not want it either.
You're right, you devalue it. And so you're better off just say it's 25 cents or $1. That's
true.
And I always tell people when they're like, I'm not sure if it's going to work, and it's $1. I'm like, listen, the odds of it working are much better than a lottery ticket, and they're both $1. So take it, and people are usually like, okay, they're just looking at it from a different angle. Yeah. The other thing too is our return policy is that you can bring an item back if it's within 14 days with a receipt, but it's only for in-store credit. We don't do refunds, cash refunds.
Great.
So if they bring it back in 14 days, we'll give them an in-store credit. The in-store credit is good as long as we're around, but we can't do refunds. And a lot of places don't even do the in-store credit, but it makes people more confident in taking the item. And I can tell you that we don't do a whole lot of returns. We probably do. We have over 300 people coming through here a day, and we're probably doing, I'd have to ask Tom where we're at right now, but maybe 1 or 2 returns a day. So it's very low compared to the volume. And then they're just finding another item anyway. So lighting over here, we'll step in the refine. Okay. This actually is all going to be redone again.
How many square feet do you have total of storage?
52,000 square feet. Yeah. The whole facility is 65,000 square feet. So here, we finished this storefront about 2.5 years ago. We made this little area, the storefront. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take tree branches, 3 canopies, and we're going to hang them from here all through here and just make this more enchanting. Because it's kind of, one of the folks I work with, he wanted to make it into a gallery. We tried it out, and so again, learning organizations, like gallery just doesn't fit in. So now we're going to make it enchanting. So it makes you want to come in and you just feel warmer when you're in here.
Get excited.
Yeah. And this is very, very different than the thrift operation. All these items are made in our shop. I'll show you in the back. And they're all reclaimed. Even the glass is reclaimed glass from windows, and the mirrors, reclaimed mirrors. Do you have a question, sir? Yeah.
Sell them, baby. Sell them.
Oh, yeah. So this here is all It all has 3 coats of a non-toxic polyurethane on it,
Is that the
and
safe
then
coat?
encapsulates it. Yes.
Yeah, I saw that.
And
And there was another. There were 2 that were mentioned. The other one was made from natural oil.
yeah, we use natural oils too. And in Safe Coat, it says it's non-toxic, but you can't drink it. But it's supposed to be no VOC,
Right.
yeah, really low.
Really low.
And even the mirror inside of there is all we claim from the mirror department, our glass cutting department.
Very cool.
And then the skylights up here, this used to have no skylights until we did the expansion. These are from the Oregon Zoo.
Wow.
They were in the penguinarium, and they were going to throw them away, so we just got them and then framed them in with old floor joists. And that's how we can get a lot of natural light, so we don't have to turn the lights on. These are egress lights.
How did you find out they were going to throw them away?
They called us.
Okay.
Yeah, they said, hey, we're going to be doing a remodel at the zoo, and we have all this stuff. And it really was great because they had this old warehouse and a storage area. And when we went in, they had things that were 100 years old from when the zoo was first built. They didn't even know we're in there. And there were these old lined porcelain heads that were in the entrance of the zoo. Huge. And we were like, oh my gosh, those are great. And they had to get all this stuff out. And they're like, they couldn't sell it because they're run by the government. And so they can only donate it or throw it away. And so they donated to us. And those things were so cool. There was 2 of them. And we tried to find out the value. We had appraisers look at them. They said, well, they're worth like $5,000 each because they were this just very old. So we sold them for $2,000 each. We were going on the half price of the appraisal. And then people made castings of them so they could remake them. Thanks for coming in. So basically, anyways, this is that kind of stuff. You find treasures. And what I always tell people is that it's those lion heads that will allow us to take all this stuff that nobody else will take.
That's right.
So it's like, that gives us that capacity. And the people who bought them were thrilled. They were like, they knew it's a good investment for them in 2 ways. One, they're going to use them, but also if they want to resell them, they'll be fine. And so they're like, oh, we got these really cool lion heads. But we got the light. So it worked out great for us. And so this will look different. You might look online in a few months. It'll look, because we'll be promoting it.
Okay.
It'll look a lot different.
Okay.
And everything in here is sold, because we have an employee who's making these things and designing them. The pricing is different than the half off market value.
This is gorgeous.
Yeah, some stuff is just art.
Wow.
And, you go to a magazine, like some of the magazines in New York, they'll have like $2,000 on this.
Yeah.
So, but again, this is for a very different reuser, yeah. And what we find too is that, and we actually quantify this, is people come in here all the time and get inspired, and then they go get the materials and make them themselves. And we also do classes through this department.
Right.
So the community comes and they learn how to make these things themselves. And we have free classes for homeless youth, and we have free classes for seniors. There's a senior center up the street, and we connected with them because it's for our community outreach. And they were like, the woman that runs it, I'm really trying to get the seniors here connected in the community because everyone kind of pushes the elders out of the way. Like, you're not hip enough.
Right.
So we're like, well, would they like to come and make some art and make wind chimes and stuff out of used materials? So we have these pictures of elders here in walkers, and they're making stuff, and they were so excited and so thrilled to do it. And then we have an organization called PAIR who works with homeless youth. And when we talk with them, they're like, there's not enough outlets for youth to get engaged, so we do a class with the youth, and then we have paid classes where people pay, and that pay actually helps us do those other classes.
Right.
So, and then our local high school too, we've offered free classes for the students there, and that's kind of how another way we connect with the community. So we'll keep going. If you have any questions.